Hello everybody, it's Vinyl Rich here with a Vinyl Finds video. This is Vinyl Finds number 34. Last week I made a video, I haven't made a Vinyl Finds video in over a month. I haven't been buying many records. In fact, in the month of May I bought one album. I did buy some albums last weekend, so I thought I would make a quick video here. I did make a video last week, and it was records from my collection. And one thing I've noticed is when I show records from my collection, I get about half the views I do on a Vinyl Finds video. I don't know why, but it's pretty close to at least 100 views less, and probably half the views. And I just want to say, if you haven't watched my last video, my record collection video number 7, watch it, check it out, watch it. It's a good video. I have some of my records in my record collection are just as good or better than what my recent Vinyl Finds are. But anyways, cheers everybody. Pop open a Grolsch. Now I don't know if for those of you that did happen to watch my last video, you might have noticed I pretty much downed a whole beer during the making of it. And what happened is the first take of that video I started choking really bad, and I had to stop the video. And I went and got a beer, and as I was making the video, I could feel I was going to start coughing again, and that's why I kept drinking the beer. And by the end of the video, I was coughing. Cheers. Okay, last month, in the month of May, I bought one single and one album. The single I bought, this is the first single by Nod. It's Fifth Sun, backed with Fifth Dub on the other side. This is their first single. It's on plain yellow. Could be a bootleg, I don't know. And it's on yellow vinyl. It's really hard to tell with this band. There's not a lot of information out on them. A lot of their releases are CDR release only, or tapes. So it's really hard to tell. The one album I did buy last month was Animal Boy by the Ramones. I'm slowly getting all my Ramones albums. I think I have, maybe it's the last 3 of their studio albums I do not have. They're quite expensive. When I ran across this one relatively cheap, and if I run across the other 3, I will get them. I'd rather get the originals, but I'm not going to pay what people are asking. They're asking way too much, and they're not the greatest albums. This album here, though, is surprisingly very good. I mean, I knew some of the songs. I mean, I know Somebody Put Something in My Drink. I knew Bonzo Goes to Blitzburg, and I knew Something to Believe In. But the whole album is really good. The only song I didn't really like, well, the weakest song is She Belongs to Me. It's got synthesizers in it. And then Crummy Stuff. The last 2 songs on side 1 are probably the weakest songs on the album. And this is the inner sleeve. Good album. It's one of their better albums. Last week, as I said, I bought maybe a half a dozen albums, and this is King Crimson, Starless and Bible Black. This filled a big hole in my King Crimson collection. This is the album between King's Lark, Aspect, and Red. This is made up of a lot of improvisation. It's a mixture of live and studio stuff. This is the gatefold. They did a lot of live improvisation, and they decided they had to come up. They didn't really have material for a new album, So what they did is they got some of the live material and they built songs around it, and this is in my opinion, a 5-star album. 4.5 minimum. Great album. And the version I got is the EG, Editions EG, is it? The next album I got here is the Hollies, Evolution, featuring Carrie Ann. Great album cover. There we go. Really psychedelic looking album cover. It's the US version has 3 songs less than the UK version. They removed Water on the Brain, When Your Lights Turned On, and Leave Me. 2 of the songs are on the Dear Eloise King Midas album that I have, and one of the songs is not. They added Carrie Ann, which was a hit single of theirs. So the American version has, put it simply, has 2 less songs than the UK. The album is not as psychedelic as this cover implies. The first song, Carrie Ann, was like a big single. The second song is Stop Right There. It's got like a violin solo. Rain on the Window. The solo in that song, it sounds like a French horn solo. The fourth song, Then the Heartaches Begin, is the first what I would call a psych song on the side 1. And it's got electric guitars. It's got a psych sound. And then the last song on side 1 is Ye Old Toffee Shop, and it's a harpsichord driven song, and it's the weakest song on side 1. But I mean, I don't know if you would call the first 3 songs pop psych, but it's not really a psych album. Side 2, You Need Love, has a lot of electric guitars. The solo is a trumpet solo, but it does end with a guitar sustain. The second song is another psych song. It's a good pop psych song, heading for a fall. The next song is Games We Play. It's a faster paced, driven song, and it's kind of driven by acoustic guitars, and again has a trumpet solo, and it also has the famous cowbell in it. The next song is Lullaby to Tim, and this is the worst song on the album. It's a sappy song, and it's got terrible vocals. It sounds like Graham Nash's head was held under water as he's singing this song. It's ridiculous. They should have left it off. And then the last song is a really good psych song, Have You Ever Loved Somebody? So, I mean, it's a good album. It's a really good album. It isn't quite as psychedelic as I thought it was going to be based on the cover, but you know, I'm glad I have it. It's on the Epic label. So I have 2 Hollies albums now, and it's probably all I need. Next one here is a band I never heard of, Group Therapy. I don't know if you can see the outfits these guys are wearing. I just bought it based on the cover. It's pretty much it's organ driven music. Good band. I mean, I like it. It seems like they have 2 singers on here. Let's see. Yeah, there's 2 vocalists. Then there's another guy that sings too. I mean, there's some really good harmonies on here. Some of these vocals, they're kind of like that. What would you call it? That white boy soulful vocal type of thing. But yeah, I really like it. The first song on side 1 is Foxy Lady, and it's better than Hendrix. Just kidding, come on. But it almost has like a Vanilla Fudge sound, you know, that heavy organ. Morning Dew was a good song, organ-driven song with guitars, and They covered People Get Ready. I mean, how many bands covered that song? They covered Hey Joe. How many bands covered that song? Their Hey Joe is really good, though. It starts with an organ, and then it has a really good guitar. The harmony vocals in that song are really good. So I was really pleased with. Like I said, it was a blind buy, and I was pleasantly surprised. And this is the original sleeve it came in, and I don't remember what label. RCA Victor. It's a good album. I think they have one other album. I believe this is their first album, and I think this came out in '67. Okay, the next two albums I got are by this artist here, Eddie Floyd. This is Down to Earth. And I believe these might be my first Stax albums that I've ever gotten. This is released in 1971. This is the gatefold. Shows the musicians on here. It's got the standard Stax lineup, and I really dig this album. It starts off with People Get Ready Again, and it starts off with a really heavy guitar, and then it goes into a more traditional rendition of the song, and then it's about halfway through, it just really starts rocking. Really good song. The next song is Linda Sue Dixon. It's a great song. It's they call her Linda Sue Dixon, but she's LSD to me. She makes me see things that other people can't see. I mean, it's a great song. The next song is My Mind Was Messed Up Around at That Time. Good solid song. The fourth song on side one is When the Sun Goes Down. The weakest song on side one. The first three songs are great. The fourth song, it's not as good. The second side I don't like as much as the first side. The first song and the last song are really heavy rocking. The middle two songs are the second song is I Only Have Eyes for You, and it's nothing special. Tears of Joy, to me it's kind of a weak song. But yeah, I like it. The Salvation, the first song on side one, it starts out with a rocking guitar solo and really good soulful vocals. The last song, Changing Love, it uses a lot of echo, and it's a really good song. It even has like a little rockin' psych sound to it. But yeah, overall, it's a really good album, and it's on Stax. And I got one more album by Eddie Floyd, and it's Soul Street. This one came out in 1974, and it's not as good as the one that came out in 71. It's surprising how much music changed in a 3-year period. It is funkier, but it's got more backup singers, and I don't really like the backup singing in it. The first song on side one, Soul Street, is a really good opener. And then, I don't know, the second song's okay. The third song is has a really good funky bass line, so it's a good song. And then, I don't really remember the fourth song. And the last song, it's almost like an Al Green type song. You know, that it has that Al Green sound, or the way it's written. Side 2 I don't like as much as side 1 again, and the first song it's Guess Who, and it's a crappy, sappy song. The second song is a weak song, and the only good song on side 2 is the last song. Yeah, it's okay, but I didn't really care for this album. Not near as good as the other one, and it again is on Stax. Oh, we're to the last one. This album here was very surprising. Syd Barrett, what's the title? The Return of the Crazy Diamond. It's a bootleg. It's got Baby Lemonade, take 1. Waving My Arms in the Air, take 1. I Never Lied to You, take 1. Love Song, take 1. Dominoes, take 2. It Is Obvious, take 2. It Is Obvious, take 3. And It Is Obvious, take 5. Side 1 of this is fantastic. They're all produced by David Gilmour, who produced, I believe, his first 2 solo albums. Side 2 isn't quite as good. It's got Gigolo Ant, which is take 9, a great song. But it's got some songs. All the songs on side 1 were from 1970. Same as Gigolo Ant. But side 2 has a couple of songs from 1968. And they don't sound quite as good. But it's a really good album. I'm really glad I have it. I mean, I wasn't sure how it was going to sound, and it really great sound quality. And this is the labels look like. Syd Barrett. What is it? The Return of the Crazy Diamond? Yeah, The Return of the Crazy Diamond. Well, that's it. First Vinyl Finds video in over a month. Maybe 5 weeks, I think. Cheers, everybody. Take care. And don't forget, after you watch this video, go back and watch my my record collection video number 7. Take care.